6. Why am I doing this? Because I'm bored. Someone kept texting me and I had to respond to the text and show their name. So, 2001, 2002, 2003. That's how many zeros are in million. And by million, I mean the number MILLION. 2004, 2005, 2006, 2007, 2008, 2009, 2010, 2011, 2012, 2013, 2014, 2015, 2016, 2017, 2018, 2019, 2023, 2021, 2022, 2023, 2024, 2025, 2026, 2027, 2028. Through 2029, 2030, 2031, 2032, 2033, 2034, 2035, 2036, 2037, 2038, 2039, 2040, 2041, 2042, 2043, 2044, 2049, 2046, 2047, 2048, 2049, 2050, 3051, 3052, 3053, 3054, 3055, 3056, 3057, 3058, 3059, 3060, 3061, 3062, 3063, 3064, 3065, 3066, 3067, 3068, 2069, 2070, 2071, 2072, 2073, 2074, 2079, 3076, 2077, 3078, 3079, 3008, 3081, 3082, 3083, 3084, 3085, 3086, 3087, 3038, 2089, 2089, 2093, 2091, 2092, 2093, 2094, 2095, 2096, 2097, 2098, 2099, 2100, 2101, 2102, 2103, 2104, 2105, 2106, 2107, 2108, 2109, 2110, 2111, 2112, 2113, 2114, 2115, 2116, 2117, 2118, 2119, 2120, 2121, 2122, 2123, 2124, 2129, 25, 126, 127, 128, 129, 130, 131, 132, 133, 134, 135, 136, 137, 138, 130. 1,140, 1,141, 1,442, 1,143, 1,144, 1,145, 1,146, 1,147, 1,148, 1,149, 2,000. 3,150 with 3,151, 3,152, 3,153, 3,154, 3,155, 3,156, 3,157, 3,158, 3,159, 3,160, 3,161, 3,162, 3,163, 3,164, 3,165, 3,166, 3,167, 3,168, 3,160. 3,170, 3,171, 3,172, 3,173, 3,174, 3,175, 3,176, 3,177, 3,178, 3,179, 3,180, 3,181, 3,182, 3,183, 3,184, 3,185, 3,186, 3,187, 3,188, 3,189, 3,190, 3,191, 3,192, 3,193, 194, 3,195, 3,196, 3,197, 3,198, 3,199, 3,200, 3,201, 3,200, 3,200, 3,204, 3,205, 3,206, 3,207, 3,208, 3,209, 3,000, 210, 3,211, 3,212, 3,200. 3,240, 3,250, 3,260, 3,270, 3,280, 3,219, 2,220, 3,221, 3,222, 3,223, 3,224, 3,225, 3,226, 3,227, 3,228, 3,229, 2,230, 2,231, 3,232, 3,233, 3,234, 3,235, 3,236, 3,237, 3,238, 3,239, 3,239, 3,240, 3,241, 3,242, 3,243, 3,244, 3,245, 3,246, 3,247, 3,248, 3,249, 3,250, 3,251, 3,252, 3,253, 3,254, 3,255, 3,256, 3,257, 3,258, 3,259, 360, 1,000, 3,260, 3,261, 3,262, 3,263, 3,264, 3,265, 3,266, 3,267, 3,268, 3,269, 3,270, 3,271, 3,272, 3,273, 3,274, 3,275, 3,276, 3,277, 3,278, 3,279, 3,200 and 3,279, 3,000. Okay, 3,279, 3,208, 3,281, 3,282, 3,283, 3,284, 3,285, 3,286, 3,287, 3,288, 3,289, 3,290, 3,291, 3,292, 3,293, 3,290. 3,295, 3,296, 3,297, 3,298, 3,298, 3,299, 3,299, 3,300, 3,301, 3,302, 3,303, 3,304, 3,305, 3,306, 3,307, 3,308, 3,309. This is 3,300 and so 3,309, 3,310, 3,311, 3,312. Gotta count a second. 3,313, 3,314, 3,350, 3,360, 3,317, 3,318, 3,319, 3,320, 320, 3,321, 3,322, 3,323, 3,324, 3,325, 3,326, 3,327, 3,328, 3,329, 3,330, 3,331, 3,332, 3,333, 3,333, 3,334, 3,335, 3,336, 3,337, 3,338, 3,339, 3,340, 3,341, 3,342, 3,343, 3,334, 3,335, 3,336, 3,347, 3,338, 3,339, 3,339, 3,340, 3,341, 3,342, 3,343, 3,344, 3,335, 3,336, 3,337, 3,338, 3,339, 3,300. Okay, that's a 4. What? 3,000. I'm at 40. I was 3,349, 3,350, 3,351, 3,352, 3,353, 3,354, 3,355, 3,356, 3,357, 3,358, 3,359. 3,359, 3,360, 3,361, 3,362, 3,366, 3,364, 3,365, 3,366, 3,367, 3,368, 3,369, 3,369. 3,370, 3,371, 3,372, 3,373, 3,374, 3,375, 3,360, 3,378, 3,379, 3,380, 3,381, 3,382, 2,383, 3,384, 3,385, 3,386, 3,387, 3,388, 3,389, 3,390, 3,391, 3,392, 3,393, 3,394, 3,395, 3,396, 3,397, 3,398, 3,399, 3,400, 3,401, 3,402, 3,403, 3,404, 3,405, 3,406, 3,407, 3,408, 3,409, 3,410, 3,411, 3,412, 3,413, 3,400. 13, 3,414, 3,415, 3,416, 3,417, 3,418, 3,419, 3,420, 3,421, 3,422, 3,423, 3,424, 3,425, 3,426, 3,427, 3,428, 3,429, 3,400, and 30,431, 3,430.